This is the YUKA 1500 Robot Lawn Mower by Mammotion. And if you're like me, you might be curious about whether a robot can really take the hard work out of mowing your lawn. Let me share my honest, straightforward thoughts on this mower, what I enjoyed, what I struggled with, and how I've come to trust it with my own yard. First impressions mean a lot, so let's talk about what this thing looks like. Honestly, the YUKA 1500 is one of the sleekest mowers I've seen. It kind of reminds me of a Formula One car with its low profile, curved white body, and chunky wheels that look ready to tackle some serious rough patches. Right out of the box, it feels sturdy but not too heavy, and all the parts snap together intuitively. At about 34 pounds, it's easy to maneuver if you need to pick it up or adjust the setup. With its 32-centimeter cutting width and low-slung body, it looks technical, but after a little time with it, I realized it's made for regular people, not just engineers. Key features that jump out, especially for someone like me who's had enough of wrestling with gas mowers, are the RTK and 3D Vision technologies. RTK might sound intimidating, but it's just a more precise way for the mower to know exactly where it is. Think of it as GPS, but on steroids. This lets the YUKA 1500 plan its lawn routes without a perimeter wire, which is a huge relief if you've ever had to deal with buried wire that goes bad or gets dug up by a dog. The 3D Vision system helps the mower recognize objects around the yard. This includes not just trees and playsets, but even random stuff like toys or sticks. So in my experience, it's been pretty good at steering clear of anything it shouldn't hit. When I first got the YUKA 1500, I'll be honest, I was nervous about setting everything up. I worried the RTK antenna might give me trouble, or that the app would be tough to use. The process does take a little patience, and there's a bit of a learning curve to get your antenna in the right spot. But from my experience, if you follow the instructions and put the RTK base where it has a clear view of the sky, things fall into place. The app is mostly straightforward, but sometimes it can feel a little laggy or awkward until you get used to it. I mainly use the app to set up mowing schedules, create zones, and tell the mower where it shouldn't go. Making adjustments as the mower learns your yard is part of the process, so just be ready for a little back and forth at first. One of the big selling points for me, and I think for most homeowners, is that the YUKA 1500 doesn't need a perimeter wire. Instead, I can draw no-go zones and set up special areas with the app, which means I can protect flower beds, mulch rings, or even the kids' outdoor toys without the lawnmower causing a scene. It feels modern and convenient, and I found I could tweak the cut heights and mowing patterns to fit exactly what my grass needed. For me this summer, that's been a checkerboard pattern aimed at dealing with some stubborn crabgrass mixed in my Bermuda. Not every robot mower can handle custom settings like this, and I think it goes to show this isn't just a one-size-fits-all machine. My lawn isn't the easiest. There are gentle hills, a creek edge, and some slippery spots after rain. The slope capacity, which is up to 45%, honestly surprised me with how well it handled those areas. There have been a couple times where the mower got hung up, usually in places where the ground dips or is still soft after watering. My quick fix has been dropping a few bricks to make the edge more visible or remapping tricky spots. The mower seems to learn after a few rounds. It's not perfect on day one, but after a handful of runs, each pass is smoother. The wheel design and body keep it steady, even when the yard is a little muddy. One detail I really appreciate is the quiet operation. At about 60 decibels, it's more like background noise than an event. I've actually had it start mowing at 3 in the morning without worrying about waking up the house or the neighbors. There's a sense of freedom that comes with not having to schedule chores around noise. If you've ever gotten side-eye for firing up a gas mower too early or too late, you'll know what I mean. Maintenance is just as hands-off as mowing. The YUKA 1500 can sweep grass clippings, twigs, and even some wet leaves while mowing, then dump them out at a designated spot. Some people might say this isn't necessary, but trust me, it's nice to be able to clean up after a storm or keep grass out of your mulch without picking it all up by hand. It's a bonus that I didn't expect to use, but I actually like a lot now that I've lived with it. And when it comes time to give it a rinse and get grass off the wheels or body, cleanup is easy and nothing looks flimsy. I usually go over mine lightly once a week and it still looks new. The one big learning curve for me has been setting the mowing height. You adjust it manually with a knob, which doesn't feel as advanced as the app. On the flip side, once you set it, you can forget it. I stick between 1.5 and 2 inches most of the summer, and the cut is consistent, although sometimes, if there's really thick grass or uneven ground, it might miss a stray blade. It's not as perfect as walking behind a premium gas mower, but for how little effort I'm putting in, I'm all right with the rare uneven patch. I kind of expected some trade-offs for the convenience. In my opinion, the real win here is how much time it's freed up for me. I was always behind on keeping up with crabgrass, patching bare spots, and just having a neat lawn because I was busy mowing all the time. Now I use the app to schedule regular runs, and the YUKA basically keeps everything at the right height. I have enough time to treat the lawn, pull weeds, or just sit on the porch without thinking, I really need to mow tomorrow. To me, that's priceless. There are a couple things I still hope Mammotion improves over time. The app works, but it feels a little rough around the edges, and it could use better tutorials for people who aren't very tech-savvy. RTK does struggle in shaded areas, so sometimes the mower will get lost under a tree or by the house. I'd recommend making your RTK base as clear as possible, and if you do have lots of shade, plan some trial and error with the mapping. Still, for 99% of what I want, it works with minimal babysitting. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a low-maintenance lawn without the weekend struggle. It's perfect for small or medium yards, especially if you want to skip the manual labor, keep noise down, and are willing to spend a bit of time with the initial setup using your phone. If you've got a really large yard, it can still work, but you might need a bit more patience or consider splitting your lawn into zones. From my experience, the YUKA 1500 Robot Lawn Mower delivers on its promises. Smart navigation, quiet mowing, and less hands-on work. I know there are plenty of new robot mowers popping up, but the combination of a strong motor, thoughtful navigation tech, and the app-based controls makes this one stand out to me. After a few minor hiccups in setup, everything becomes easy, and I've honestly started to trust it enough to let it run overnight or when I'm gone for the afternoon. In conclusion, the YUKA 1500 has been a massive time saver and stress reducer for me. It's not magic. You need to spend a little time getting it dialed in and figuring out your yard's quirks. But once you do, it's incredibly satisfying to watch the lawn take care of itself and know you're not going to be sweating behind a mower anymore. If you've been thinking about trying a robot lawnmower, I really think this is a strong option. I will leave all the information about the YUKA 1500 Robot Lawnmower in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.